With Bash Bros movies, and we're a little bit late to the party with the Infinity War movie review, but you know what? The schedules...
Not my fault.
Dude, it's nobody's fault, okay? The schedules being what they are, and stuff being what they are, it's about, I mean, it's a miracle we're even doing it now, okay? So, we're doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, Infinity War. This is a movie that's been started with the first Iron Man movie back 10 years ago. Whoever thought?
Incredible Hulk.
Did it? Dude, the Incredible Hulk came after Iron Man.
You did?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think.
Could be.
I'm hoping it was. But listen, it started 10 years ago with Iron Man. So, it's been culminating over the years with Captain America and Thor.
And Avengers 1.
And Avengers when they first
And Avengers 2.
And the Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange and Black Panther and what am I missing?
Well, not so much Ant-Man, I mean...
Well, not in this movie.
Not in this movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor movies, what am I missing, man? Yeah, whatever, man. But Spidey has been a huge part in this movie as a comic relief.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. You know, Bucky did a
Winter Soldier,
Fantasticon, and somebody asked him, because Bucky is the first character. At this point, like, we're spoiling everything.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't see the movie up to this point, I mean, you know, did you really ever go to the movies?
And I don't think you were able to watch this Infinity War without seeing any of the previous movies. You'll be who's dead, what's dead.
And certain things wouldn't make sense if you didn't watch. You can watch it on, but actually
because
have
all
a
the
friend.
Guardians of the Galaxy parts, they make fun of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
And the thing is, yeah.
Especially the first one.
The thing is, I have a friend who actually binged all the Marvel movies before going to see Infinity War, because, you know.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. But Bucky was doing a Fantasticon. Bucky's the
Winter
first
Soldier,
character to disappear once Thanos
appears,
does, makes his wish after he collects all the stones. And somebody asked him,
their movie spoiled.
Oh yeah. Half of the universe dies. Basically somebody asks, and his only line was like, Steve, and then he disappears. And somebody asked him, if you had more time,
what would you say?
What would you say? Because the thing with Peter Parker was, when he disappeared, he improvised the scene. I don't know what the script said, but he actually improvised
I didn't know
the scene.
that, okay.
So the whole Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, that wasn't in the script.
Oh, okay.
That was improvised.
Okay, cool.
So somebody asked Bucky, if you had more time,
what would you say?
What would you say? And his response was, Steve, I don't feel so good. So he went there. Because I think they memed the stuff and everything, because it became a memorable scene, you know, famous last word.
Yeah.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, it's, listen, for me, Infinity War...
This is culmination of 10 years of Marvel.
10 years of Marvel, and what, 15, 16 movies? This is
19.
like 17th, 18th movie?
I think they did 19 or 18 movies before this one. I'm not counting, I'm just ballparking, but I think this is movie either 18 or 19.
This is number 18, I think, or 19, yeah.
18 or
I would
19,
say 17
sure.
or 18, but definitely 18. So 10 years, 2018, 18 movies,
10 years
and this is
Marvel,
what it's been culminating at. Yeah, I mean, where do they go from here, man? Like,
well, then, you know, they use the next year's Avengers to kind of set everything straight.
oh, definitely, man.
Because, you know, Stark and Strange, they have a plan altogether, and this is all part of the plan.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Civil War comic book storyline back from the early 2000s, when they were doing the whole superhero registration act thing, and they were going towards somewhere. They pretty much used the same device plot from the comic books, where you know, Mr. Fantastic comes in and says, listen, we've got a formula that helps us predict future events, and the only way, you know, to survive the coming apocalypse or to avoid it altogether is to make Superhero Registration Act legal. So this year was kind of the same.
They did it a little bit differently because Doctor Strange obviously has a time stone.
Yeah.
Therefore, he was able to go into the 4 million or 400,000 futures, however, and he found one scenario in which they came on top,
Yeah.
in which they beat Thanos, because beating Thanos was never gonna be a one movie fight.
Exactly.
It was always gonna be a long
No,
term.
the way
You
the
just
whole
can't
movie
beat
was
the guy.
set up.
Yeah.
I mean, from
The-
his point of view and listening to him, you know, saying like we need this world to be a different, like this universe. To be,
I read an interview, I think it was either with the Russo brothers, I
Or-
think it was Russo brothers, or Kevin
Feige.
Feige. And they basically, when they announced that the movie was gonna be from Gamora's and from Thanos'
Yeah,
point of view,
that was a beautiful story too, man.
and that it's gonna add a certain depth to the movie,
It did.
which it did. Like it's
Definitely,
sort of,
man.
I think this movie told from any other point of view would have been a vastly different movie than what we saw.
Yeah.
But the depth of this movie that they gave you through Gamora's story, to even through Nebula's and story, where she told, when
Yeah.
we saw her point of view, it just
Amazing.
added a certain depth that wouldn't have been there.
Definitely. And how many? How many movies is there out there where you actually have to watch 15 other movies in order to understand this one? Like just the entire.
There are not
plot.
many, but that actually tells you the complexity of it.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing they do in the comic books. Like you have a main storyline, but then you have all these other comic books that tie into it.
Yeah.
That yes, you can watch this, you can read this in pretty much, but if you want to get like the full picture, you can watch Infinity Wars, but it's not, you're not gonna get the complete picture. Most of the stuff will not make sense to you. The jokes won't make sense to you. The
Especially the
camaraderie
Guardians of the Galaxy jokes.
and
I mean,
the jabs between characters,
Yeah.
they're not gonna make sense until
and all the
unless you
stuff
watch
that
like
Hulk
previous
does
stuff.
with Thanos. I mean, when he disappears, like that makes no sense at all.
And like Hulkbuster and like what are Asgardians doing on the ship, and you know.
Yeah, exactly. The beginning of the movie.
You know who sends out? I saw this the other night. You know who sends? Because like, you know what? They give cameos to a lot of people. Sometimes it's in the background of the background, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's the voice cameos. You know
Yeah.
who sends the SOS from the Asgardian ship?
No, I don't think so.
Kenneth Branagh.
Oh, okay.
He's the voice of the SOS.
The voice did
Message.
sound familiar, but if
I know.
you asked me who it was, I would
Yeah.
never have guessed.
I know
man.
it's Kenneth Branagh.
Which team was your favorite team? Like there was like Iron Man and
Here's
Spidey
the thing.
and
I like the Doctor Strange and Stark, just because getting those two in the same movie and getting them scenes together, this is closest to us ever having two of them as Sherlocks in the same scene.
Definitely.
The back and forth between them, I loved it, but still they're my second favorite. My favorite has to be Thor.
Thor
the
and the
Guardian.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Especially later on when that's
The best.
the most fun in the whole movie.
And speaking of Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, and Peter Quill and Spider-Man, when they call Peter and they both answer,
What?
what? Your name is Peter? My name is not Peter. It's hilarious.
I'm Spider-Man. I'm Strange, you know.
I'm
No,
Star Wars.
I'm Peter Parker. It's like I'm Doctor Strange. Oh, we're going with our names. I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That
There was,
no, I'm actually, yeah.
there was, and the Stan Lee cameo, which wasn't
When he's riding a bus, I was like, you know, you kind of wanted more from Stan Lee,
exactly,
but
yeah,
still.
yeah, exactly. And what else are we missing, man? There was Nebula was there. We got the post-credit scene with the SOS being sent out. Nick Fury is finally dead.
Well, yeah, but they're just gonna reverse everything in the next movie, and it's all gonna be alright,
I know,
and
man,
then Nick
but at
Fury's
least
gonna come back.
he's finally dead. He's finally dead, and he sent out an SOS to Captain Marvel too. So
Exactly.
yeah,
What's the SOS about? Well, hopefully we get to see it in the Captain Marvel movie. If not, there's always next year's Avengers.
yeah.
Speaking of
And
this,
there's
is this
also-
the best Marvel movie up to date?
To me, it probably is, but you have to take into account that you can't watch this movie without seeing all the other movies,
Exactly.
or at least most of
But
them.
it's still the best movie Marvel put out yet.
The movie I'm looking forward to the most this year. Actually, I looked forward to Infinity Wars, but I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp because Ant-Man was probably my favorite movie so far in the entire MCU, and so to see the sequel and the
And
trailer for the
still-
sequel looks as fun, dude.
I did not watch the trailer.
I've seen
so
it.
I don't know.
I
And
didn't
we
see it
still
on
don't know-
purpose.
We
I
still
just
don't
seen
know
it.
what. Here's the thing: when the movie posters first came out, there were two notable absentees. One was Ant-Man, the other one was Hawkeye.
Yeah.
We did not see them in the posters. We were like, okay, what's wrong? Hawkeye had a great role in the Age of Ultron. Ant-Man had a great solo movie. Then he showed up in
Unnecessary
Civil War.
by some
And
fans,
then it
but-
was like, okay, where are they? Why they're not on the poster? Will they be in the movie? Their absence is explained in the movie by them being under house arrest, because even though to the whole Sokovia Accords, they still have their families. They have, wives and kids, so they were put under house arrest. And we technically still have no clue what happened with them in this movie, but hopefully we know both of them were shooting Avengers. So hopefully get to see more of them in the next
Definitely,
one.
dude. I'm looking
And
forward
I
to
actually-
Ant-Man, definitely.
This is my, strictly out there, I hope this happens, because I have absolutely no idea whether it's gonna happen or not. But I hope to see them in the similar role Hawkeye had in Age of Ultron. Of course, they also might be dead and we don't see them, but I think we're gonna see them. And I
If they
think
wanted to kill them, we would have seen them die, because they showed us Nick Fury in the
exactly.
post-credit scene.
So I think they might have. We might see their point of views.
because I think
we might see their.
it
point
was
of
either
views
the
in
writers or
next
the Russo brothers explained off screen like who's dead and who vanished and who didn't.
one. I didn't.
But you know what? If it didn't
Because I
happen
don't want
on
any spoilers. for
if
like
it didn't
this.
happen on screen, it didn't happen.
So we
Because
might
they
see
can
their-
always make up their minds, you know.
So we might see their point of views in the next movie, which
Definitely.
I would really, really like.
and it would make
And
sense.
we might see exactly what happens in the next Ant-Man movie, because we still have Ant-Man, we still have Captain Marvel before.
And Captain America's team, like seeing I can't. We can't talk about this movie and not mention Cap. And
Cap's great,
and
like, the
dude,
whole-
I can't overstate how useless Black Widow is either. So, to me, as a character,
She's a nice addition to the team, as
and
we
that's
saw.
all she is.
As we
That's
saw,
all she is.
as
The
we
movie is
saw.
unnecessary. I don't need the Black Widow movie, man. That's
Well,
all
I
I'm
don't,
saying.
but they're gonna make it, and we're still gonna end up watching it because it's a Marvel movie. So I'm
That's
gonna
the only
watch
reason
it.
I'm gonna watch it.
But she proved in the fight.
No, she's definitely-
Speaking of
yeah.
the final fight that happened in Wakanda, that whole fight, the
Dude,
scene
yeah.
where Thor shows up, and just smokes everybody.
And how they fixed some of the things that happened to him in Ragnarok, like with his eye, and Rocket doing the thing with the eye, and
Okay, and still the scene where Bucky and Rocket are just like, there's so many moments in this movie. You can't really list them all.
and
just
Falcon
because,
and War Machine flying and clearing things, dude.
Just because, and Bruce Banner in Hulkbusters. Just
Yeah.
like there's so many moments in
because
this movie.
Hulk wasn't showing up to fight Thanos
Because
and
he
Dark,
got his
and Dark,
ass
what's the name of the Dark Circle, Brotherhood?
Thanos' people.
Yeah, Thanos is
Black
kids.
Dwarf and
Black Order, Black Order.
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool seeing them on screen,
Yes.
man. I played the one of the games.
Well, if you play any of the games, you are already familiar
with the characters.
So, or
but
even through
I
comic
don't,
books.
dude. I always say on those guys, they're my least favorite villains, but they're great villains.
Oh,
and
they're
seeing
great
them on
villains, yeah.
the big screen, I think it was absolutely
And seeing
fantastic.
them beat like that was fun.
Yeah. And when
But
Cap shows up, man.
Thor kicks ass in this one.
Yeah,
Thor gets. I don't listen. You can't say this about every Marvel character, but certain of them, like Captain America, he just gets like cooler and cooler every
Agreed.
movie. They do the same thing with Thor. Thor
Agreed.
gets cooler and cooler.
I
every
never
movie.
cared for Thor as a character in
Like,
the comic
first
books
one-
or cartoons. The first movie was great. Second movie
And then you're
wasn't
like,
so much
okay,
as
but
good,
Ragnarok
but Ragnarok
knocks
takes
it
it,
off the
dude.
park.
Yeah.
And if you think like that was like the pedestal, this is like the best we can do with
And
Thor.
he-
Is like you were wrong. It's like,
And his entrance in the first Avengers was also epic. So,
yeah, though. But Thor gets better and better every movie.
Yeah.
So does Steve. It's just like
and Loki. Let's not forget Loki, man.
Loki gets better and better, dude.
Until he doesn't.
Yeah, but then like I said, next year's Avengers, they're just gonna reverse the whole thing.
It will make
Like,
sense.
you know,
Unless they change something's up.
Stark
You know,
and
Reality
Strange.
Stone is in there. They can change whole reality. You
Yeah,
know,
man, but
like
Stark and Strange, they already have a plan. They saw the future. They know how this ends.
well, they know how
When-
it
when
ends. They don't know how it continues.
When Stark, when they're on planet Titan and when Strange is disappearing, he tells Stark, like, remember, this is the only way. Which wasn't like we all half a universe had to die, but it's like no, this is not the end. Fly, you fools.
Yeah.
In that, that kind of sense, like there's more. Like this had to happen in order for us to actually beat Thanos. They're gonna beat Thanos. I have no idea how, but we're gonna see him next year's May.
I don't know, man.
I think it's May.
I don't know when the release
May
date
yet?
is, but
I think they announced it. I think it's like May.
they announced it, but I didn't
I
read
think it's
it.
May
I don't
something,
know.
or
I know
whatever.
it's next year though.
Can't
so.
come soon enough. That's all I'm
Definitely,
saying.
man. Definitely.
What are you rating?
I'm rating it at 25. Or is that too low? I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, we're
I
giving
did-
it 25 just to be
know,
safe, you know. It's 25
I'm gonna
out
do
of
7.
30.
I'm gonna do 27.
27
It's
is
just that
still
good.
it's
As far as Marvel movies go, this is my favorite Marvel movie up to date. What they did with the characters, like I said, what they did with the moments, every scene had a moment.
dude. And Thor and
And-
Guardians of the Galaxy, man. Come on, come
And
on.
like I said, and putting it through, letting us watch the movie through Thanos' eyes,
Just like the comic book.
added a layer and a depth that
Even
you
though
would
the
not
comic
have.
book's a lot different, but it's still
You
from
would not
Thanos'
have
point of
it.
view. Yeah.
It would not be the same movie had that not happened.
Yeah, and they
Like I
bring back Red Skull. We finally find out what happened to him. So you
Yeah,
know, so-
Tesseract kind of blew him.
yeah, off the map, you know. Into
Now he's Guardian of the Soul Stone.
That's as far as spoilers go. As far as this review goes, if you made it this far, I have no idea how long this is. But
Neither
until
nor
next
do I
time,
care. But if you
uh,
haven't watched the movie, I have no idea what's wrong with you. Go watch it.
Yeah.
It's and
Better-
then watch it again, and then watch it again. I actually know a guy who watched it at least 5 times, and that was in the week that the movie came out.
dude, that's commitment, man.
So he probably go in and watch a couple of more times after that. But
Do I know
that's
him?
no, he don't.
Oh, okay.
He's a guy who comes to my shop. He was busy. He was like, dude, I'm going to go watch Avengers for the 5th time tomorrow. And I was like, dude, I wanted to, but work and everything else.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's
So you
expensive
probably
to go
watch
to
it more than
cinema,
5
man.
times,
Come
but
on.
it's that good. It's worth watching the movies.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
it from us. Till next time. Everybody's out.